Good day, Internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host for the evening, Advocate of Words. It is a pleasure to have you. This is show number 37. And of course, as always, we do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook. You can check us out at New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Also, we're streaming live on YouTube. If you would like to join us here on Zoom, the number is 279-995-364 at the bottom left hand of your screen, 279-995-364. If this is your first time with us, where have you been? This is show number 37, and that is in large part because of the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust. Thank you for sponsoring our free online events. You too can support us with a tax-deductible donation at nuyeurekan.org/contribute, or you can cash app us to New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Every Monday at 8 we do this, and we normally have a theme. Tonight's theme is original inspiration. Use your poetic license. You flip it however you want. Next week is going to be our last Monday Night Online Open Mic for the year. And then, of course, we're going to come back next year, 2021. And we're going to end it with 2020 was. I want to hear what the poets have to say about 2020. I'm hearing what everyone else has to say. I want to hear what the poets have to say. Then our first week in January, the 4th, there's going to be no theme. It's a new year. Splurge, do what you want. On January 11th, the theme is going to be never again. Again, poetic license, flip how you want, be a pessimist, optimist, however you want to do. Then on January 18th, that Monday, the theme is going to be rights versus privileges. Again, flip it how you want. I'm really eager to see how everyone looks at that. So all of you may be wondering, where can I find all this beautiful information on the theme? Well, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and you can also follow me on YouTube at Advocate of Words. And of course, the holiday season, artists, things are hurting. So if you got a couple extra bucks, man, I got a cash app, Advocate of Words, or PayPal, advocateofwords@gmail.com. Okay, so we are not here to listen to me speak all day long, although I totally could. I am Advocate of Words. We are here to listen to the wonderful poets who have signed up. And I know, the open mic list was closed within 15 minutes. It gets crazy, and it opened up a little late. I am speaking with the New York about fixing that. I apologize about that. Those of you who are joining us in Zoom, make sure that you open up the chat, because that is where I'm going to put the open mic list like I just did right now. Those people are on the guaranteed list. They are definitely performing tonight. On my waiting list, I have Mr. Tessasomo, who is awesome. Deanne Hill, who I think is new. I hope we get to her. Eddie Foreman, who was here last week cheering everyone on. Hope we get to them. Rachel Jenkins, I know that name. Don't know that face, but I know that name. I think Rachel's been with us. Michael Sindler, out in Colorado. Love that dude. The Queen, Ray Jane. Monet Gray, Sam Park, DJ Sam Park, Assam Zane, whose daughter is going to take over my job, and Melanie Axman. Those are the people who are on the waiting list. So I would like to get to everyone on the waiting list. We don't normally get to everyone, but we usually get to some people. But who knows? It's the holidays. People may not show up. Poets, you have 4 minutes to introduce yourself and to perform your poems. We want to make sure we get through this in a timely manner. Also, New Year's Eve Me and La Bruja, well, I should say La Bruja and I, because she usually hosts Thursdays and she's invited me to come co-host. We are going to have a New Year's Eve open mic. Right now, it looks like we're going to be doing about like 2 minutes for each poet, because we want to get as many people on as possible. We're going to be going from 11 p.m. Eastern to 1 a.m. Central. I mean 1 a.m. Eastern, and I think we're going to be able to bring in the new year with people in Central Standardized Time here in the United States. But okay, I've spoken enough. I want to get to people on the waiting list. I want to hear what the poems are. First, we're going with Jody Ortega, and I believe Jody's here. Jody hasn't been here in a while. She must have been taking a class. Joke, joke. Yes, Catherine, I'm still using that joke. Where is Jody? I saw Jody before. Oh, I see her now. Let me unmute her.
Hello.
There we go. Hi, Jody. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. Where you been?
Here, quarantine.
Still no excuse not to log on and join us.
I know. Sometimes the 3-hour time difference is tricky.
I hear you. All right. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna let you get into it. Go ahead, Jody.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take the rap song WAP and flip it and talk about politics and pleasure. Okay. What about power? What about peace? Worthy ancestral pasts. War assimilates, poof, wiping ancestral populations. Westernized accurate portrayal, weddings at plantations, wholesome apple pie. Will allies provide? Will allies persist? Will attention play? White ableist perspectives, where allyship performative. Women are people? We're angels practically. We're all pure. We're always patient. We always promise. Fuck that. Women's aspirations polluted. Worried about predators. Worried about pay. Wanting advanced pleasure. What about pay? And what about pleasure? Why? A pandemic. Weather alert. Pollution. Withstanding all pushback. Well, a paradigm. With aligned potential, women arise politically, wield accumulated power without abhorrent policing, without any punches, without ageist prejudice. Why accolades? Prestigious. Wallets are packed. We admire pioneers. Women about plans and women about promotions, women about pleasure, world adapts, period. Well, Antifa's pissed. Wanton, atrocious president, white affluent privilege, wealth acquired profusely, whelp, abysmal politician, wearing apathy proudly. Weekly aloofness proves weak, average pugilist. Well, actually, petulant, without any principles, wallowing, avoiding priorities, waltzing around policies while aiding Putin. We're aware, President, which apple's poisonous, which assault, President, which allegation, President, weaponizing abortion, President, wicked administration, President, war-mongering, arrogant bandejo. With accomplishments, phony. Will anger prevail? Will allegiance protect? Will await peril? Well, affection, please. Will accept pleasure when asked permission. Which assumed position? With ankles pivoted, with arches pressed, welting armor petals, whispers attentively pouring. Waist anticipating possibility, with arousal potent, with apt precision, waiting, approach, pounce. We'll add play, work another part. Welling, aroused, purpose, wild, attuned, prowling. We're acting primal. We're acoustically passionate, whole autonomy prayer when aroused poetically. World adapts, period. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Great stuff.
Jody went in. Also, for those of you who are joining us for the first time here on Zoom, after our poets perform, we like to unmute everyone so that we could be obnoxious and loud, like we were at the cafe. Jody, where can we find you online?
On Instagram at Don't Run Baby Girl. I'll put it in the chat. Thank you, everyone. Feliz Navidad.
Thank you, Jody Ortega. Oh, that was awesome. And you know, La Bruja, she did like a poem song in that same way. And it was like, I was like, oh, Jody's gonna do it the same way. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. She killed it. She murdered it, man. Make sure you go back and watch it. Those of you who are joining us, you should know that on Facebook, we do record these shows so you could go back and you could watch all 36 episodes you missed, or after we're done with this, you could watch this one, the 37th. Next coming up is Nick Paleologos, the man whose last name I spent a month saying, and I am so happy he keeps signing up so I can say it. Mr. Paleologos, how are you this evening?
I am doing very well, Advocate. You've gotten better with saying my last name, and I'm very proud of you. That is awesome, dude. Yes! If you don't mind me, I want to kind of get right into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So I got two pieces for you. I performed this piece on Thursday. This one goes back to my music roots and everything. This one's called Hear This. The doors are closed. The tickets have been shredded. The booze from the tap dried up. The gamp's broken. The drums without a beat. The mic just static. The venues have been shut down and the music has been silenced, at least from a venue perspective. The music never quelled. It's available everywhere from phones to tablets to even SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Music saves dying souls. Music beats your body back to being human, whether renowned like Wu-Tang or The Who, or local artists like The Angry Pirates and Boy Blue. You should show them respect. Music saves lives. Support your local artists. Was the first one. This one I finished working on just like not too long ago. We'll see how this goes. This one's called Immaculate Poemception. What does it mean to pour your soul into the urn? As the droplets evaporate, do they deliberate, eviscerate, or do they create original ideas? How many more times am I going to see my seam shred? How many more times will the wounds I have sewn up be unraveled? It's a pleasure to present these memories. It's a pain to describe these, like reading lines on different diaries. I write because this is a way of therapy. Dump my emotions, my sweat, and like I said earlier, my soul. I promise this, I'll keep writing until that last drop of my soul is drained from me. Thank you, everyone.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Nick Paleologos.
Yes, Nick. Very good.
The people are loving your background. They're loving it. It's Poet Aluga, or I don't know, man. I just tried to make a joke. I messed it up. Nick, save me. Where can we find you online?
Well, I'll save you from the background. This is actually a picture I took 2 years ago at the Stone Pony when I saw AFI Rise Against and Anti-Flag. So it's a pretty dope background. I was like, I'm missing concerts. I got to put this in the background. You could find me only on Instagram at The Real Nick P. That's TheRealNickP. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a merry, happy holidays. And if I don't see you guys next week, have a happy new year, guys. Be well, everyone. Let's keep it going.
Nick Paleologos, thank you, Nick. Next coming up is the man we like to call the GOAT, the Goldberg, Alexander Goldberg. Alexander, how are you this evening?
I am well with the help of your prayers. I am doing well. Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let me mute myself. You get into it, brother.
So, great poem by Nick. Music saves nice indeed. And my poem is called The Fate of One Son. The singer indeed had a difficult life. His son had a difficult fate. He wrote it in 1995, but editors just couldn't let him play it on stage from the very beginning because of the title it had. They thought that his son had a bad hidden meaning. Plus, singer has been to Tibet. They didn't ban the other songs where loitering was glorified, where immigration is encouraged, socialism is criticized. But he performed it anyway, and government took notice. His band planned their new tour, but they had canceled band's performance. But they made him famous without even knowing this. Song that he wrote made its way to the audience. He played it around the world at many venues. When bands broken up, life in music continues. He's such an exception. He grabs our attention. He is my original inspiration. There's only a few people that really do it. He's independent and creative unit. And like the on Vine, his songs keep getting finer. He's world's biggest rock star, despite ban in China.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Alexander
Go.
Goldberg.
Nice.
Excellent.
Alexander Goldberg. I'm actually working on the poem. I feel that has a little bit of Alexander's poem. I may share it on New Year's Eve. Alexander, where can we find you online, brother?
Find me online, Alexander Goldberg 35 on Facebook, Go15 on Twitter, and Gorbensky on Instagram. And I'm looking forward to hearing your poem and your performance. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Looking forward and can't wait to hear you.
Thank you. Alexander Goldberg, make sure you put that information into the chat. Once again, if you do perform, I'm going to ask you to put your information into the chat. Say it audibly so those on YouTube and Facebook can hear it, but people on Zoom can copy and paste because we know how human beings are. We tend to be a little lazy. Copy and paste is easier. Vale Larkin is next, and Vale just made it in time. I don't know where Vale was. And if you're doing
I'm just here. I just logged out and back in again, so my mic would be on.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you went to commit a crime. I was going to warn you, don't say it online because this is recorded. All right, I'm going to mute myself. Val, get into it.
Okay. Very briefly, some friends of mine and I who were all disabled were having a conversation about how we wished we could put warning labels on our dating profiles. So I wrote one. So here it is. Warning label. Let us begin with the body. These are not my real teeth. I'm an alien, a mutant, or my nipples simply annoyed me, so I said, fuck it. When you ask yourself the inevitable question, just pick an answer you like best. No, you cannot see my feet. I used to be a dancer and an athlete. Now I rely on a wheelchair. Bodies change. Please do not recommend yoga to me. If it did what you think it does, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Some of my bones are less like calcium buttresses and more like biscotti. If I used to be a bondage model, now if I bend, I stay that way without the need for rope. Do you like really cautiously kinky sex? Please, please, please don't try to touch my feet. Why, yes, those are scars, and you're right, they are literally everywhere. My skin is less like a barrier and more like a politely worded suggestion. My power identity has been referred to by some as submissive, by others as switch, but by most as smartass masochist. Look, I had huge issues with people touching my feet before they both broke. These are not the feet you're looking for. Posthumanism for the win. Now to the mind. There are more than one of us in here. I never could pick favorites. Night terrors. If you like long, cuddly naps after careful sex, I hope you also enjoy being panic attacked to death in your sleep. How am I feeling right now? Let me bring up this dynamic graphing system. Yes, I do know a lot of random things about a lot of random topics. Please don't mistake any of this for actual expertise. Either I had a very traumatic past or things just sound fucking scary when I say them. I don't usually realize the impact of anything I say until everyone stares at me after I'm done. This doesn't just apply to trauma. I have put my foot in my mouth after rambling for far too long about Bronze Age European uprisings. I love learning more than anything. Teach me something new every day and I will never leave you. Relative benefits up for debate. The heart. I would kill my way out of here just to see you smile. I wish that I wouldn't. I wish that I had less capacity for destruction. I hope that making the effort every day to be gentle with others, with myself, with the world around me, is compensating for the times I have let my destructive side out. I cannot live without the soul of a non-human in my life. My relationship with animals and other living beings fulfills an irreplaceable need. I will always love more than one person, though always in different ways. I don't think I've ever loved two people with anything like the same heart. Everyone is so different. Love is not sex. I can be happy no matter the configuration of my sex life if I am free to love openly. I wish I knew what a loving birth family felt like. I know what a loving chosen family feels like, and that is such a gift. The smell of earth, ferns, and running water makes me happier than anything else ever will. I know I am often confusing and sometimes difficult, and I treasure every person who loves me anyway. Truth. I will often make light of things I should be taking seriously. I do this to remind myself that we are tiny particles in a vast universe and that this is an extraordinary thing. I will often take lighthearted things too seriously because I always want to experience each new detail of life to its fullest. And that means admitting that some things that make me laugh are heartbreaking too. I will try to be better about telling the difference. Sometimes I will fail. I will love my way out of here just to see you smile. I will give you my divided mind, my broken body, my overflowing heart, if they will bring you joy. My soul is mine, but I will share it with you. Long-term benefits not yet determined.
Unmute yourselves and give some energy.
That was amazing.
That was great, Vel. So good.
Thank you guys.
Vail Larkin, Vail went in. I was about to say, I was like, wow, like this is so heavy, the things you're saying, and you're saying it like in this light, digestible tone. Is like, that must be difficult. And then you mentioned it. Vail, where can we find you online, you trendsetter, you?
Facebook is vail.larkin.writes and Instagram is Vail Larkin, all one word.
Awesome. Please put that info in the chat. Please,
I
please,
did.
please. Thank you.
Nope, someone sent me a direct message, so I just sent it back to them.
Vail Larkin. Vail has started to become a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. I'm so happy they're here. Like, Vail goes in. I love it. I love it. I love it. Vail Larkin. Also, thank you, James Spoken Word, for the kind words. A couple of days ago on Saturday, we had our first of many celebrations for the passing of Miguel Agarin, one of the founders of the New Rican Poets Cafe. There were a lot of legends on there. I was asked to be part of it. I haven't been nervous doing any type of event in a very, very long time, and I was very nervous, and they were very gracious with me. Yes, it was about 6 hours and like 36 minutes long, but it is on the New Rican Poets Cafe's Facebook page. If you want to go check it out, it's also on the YouTube page for New Rican Poets Cafe. Next coming up is Catherine Sweeney. She's playing hooky to spit her poems. Okay, all right, I'm done. How are you, Catherine?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to change it up this week and read you guys a love poem. Maybe two. Okay. This poem is called This is a Poem About a Bridge. There is a piazza in Florence where the basilica is ugly, where everything is radiant against the sky before we are swallowed by night. This is the day where you tell me my future, where we drink ourselves sober, where you use your fingers to trap the beads of sweat on my throat and lick your palms to taste me. I'm not sure what we expected out of love, that this could be entirely forgotten. You walk me through 38 chapels and insist I kneel. There is no choir, just faith in the patience of your mouth. The stone streets are anchored in stillness, heat of the long dead hands that laid them, a history of resistance sweeping over gravel. Behind us, an old man sings about a horse he once loved. An empty room waits. It's beige. You're tired. We push through the drag of wine and want. We eat. I try to unbutton your shirt in the stucco hallway before we are home. You will remember things I don't. The clothes you took off my shoulders, the wobbling table, candle wax on wood. I will never mention the olive trees we sat beneath. They are too perfect. My words, too simple. That's the first one. And this is the second one, if I can get through it quick. This poem is called My Brother Tried to Kill His Wife on New Year's Eve. I was pregnant again and he was getting married again. I tore open my finger tying a bow. This wife was smart and fresh and his fourth, an elevator engineer. My brother couldn't stop drinking the night before their wedding. He polished off a bottle of vodka in the garage and then tried to smother her with a pillow. It would have been okay, and maybe they would still be married, except her brother walked in and found them, her legs flailing, crushed under the weight of a 200-pound alcoholic. They went through with the ceremony the next day. We all did. My son, the ring bearer, his daughter tossing flowers. They never signed papers. It never really happened. Sometimes he sighs in relief. Imagine if I was married to her, he says. It could be worse, I think. You could be in jail.
Unmute yourselves and give Catherine Sweeney some
That is amazing, Catherine.
Excellent piece.
I love
Excellent
Catherine
piece.
Sweeney's writing and her cadence. And someone had mentioned in the chat that they love her cadence. I think when you slow down your poetry a little, it shows that you have confidence in your words and the audience reacts as such. I love it. Catherine, where can we find you online?
I'll put it in the chat, but it's at Kate Renaud on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine Sweeney. Also, because now she's not in class, she is back to being the mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Shout out to some of the people who are commenting on Facebook, like Luis Santiago, dude's always showing love. Thank you to Miguel. I also see Johnny Rose. She was part of the celebration for Miguel as well. You're going to see her there. There's also a Catherine Fingal. I hope I say your name right. And if I said it wrong, my apologies. And MJ Blackwell, if you guys want to join us on Zoom, I put in the Facebook chat the number 279-995-364, 279-995-364. Next coming up, we have Unmesh Mohitkar, another gentleman, another person whose name I worked hard to say. The last name, Mohitkar. I got Unmesh right, but Mohitkar, coming to us from India. Unmesh, how are you this morning?
Yeah. How are you, Advocate?
I'm good. I'm glad to see you. You ready to get into it, brother?
Yes, I'm ready to get into it. So there are two small ones, short ones, and one a little bit longer one. So let's start. This is my favorite. A short one. Never try to estimate my madness. Never try to estimate my madness. Calm outside, tormented, crazy volcano and poet inside. That was the first one. Second one, he salvaged the situation. He salvaged the situation and damaged himself beyond repair. He cannot be salvaged. That was the second one. This is the third one, and I'm following the original inspiration. I'm trying to do this. This is the first time I'm following Advocate. So let me take you through it. I always had talent. Nobody believed in me, even myself. But there was one believer, my mother. Funny cases, mothers, funny case with mothers is theoretically they are right. The idea is right, but the implementation by us is wrong, which is not in their hands. Having talent is one thing, most abundant thing in the world. Even a robber, thief, politician, you, me, have talent. Having talent is not enough. Having confidence is not enough. Having money is not enough. Taking a plunge, blindfolded, is what matters. Mind you, it is not easy. Family, society, friends will stop you. They are not wrong. That is what they are. That is what life has taught them. That is what they have learned in the dogfight called world. Having talent is not enough. There will be times when you will doubt yourself. These will be more than you have wished for. Stop. Look. If required, change direction, but never because of fear. Insults. You decide your fate. Let people rate and berate. Don't allow them to enter in your heart's gate. Have faith. Let blood ooze through your heart. Don't waver. You need to heal your heart through your poem. You need to heal your heart through your poems. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Mute yourself.
Yes, Unmesh. Always beautiful.
Unmesh Mohit. Unmesh, where can we find you online, brother?
Yeah, it's easy. Unmesh Mohitkar on Instagram and Mohitkar Unmesh on Twitter. That's easy. I will paste other things on the chat box. But you guys are great. You guys rock. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Every week. Thank you very much. Thanks, Advocate. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Unmesh. Unmesh celebrated his birthday last week, and I think Unmesh should be like a life coach, because like I don't know what his life is like, but he always seems happy, right? He's always like, you know, and we'll kill the bastards who did us wrong. Like he's just always happy. I love it. I love it. Also, I just want to let everyone know that Scott Pleasance hit me up. He is on the open mic list, but he has told me for the holidays, he would like to give someone his spot, but specifically someone who has never read with us before. So when we get to Scott Pleasance, and we should be getting to him about 9:40, I'll call him on and we will choose someone who we have never heard from to take his spot. I think that is fantastic. Thank you, Scott. You know, we all in the holiday cheer. That's what's up, man. Setting the tone. All right, next coming up, we're going into the word verse now. We've gone to the skip verse, but now we're going to the word verse with Paul Skiff. Let me unmute Paul.
Hola, bienvenidos.
There we go, Paul. How are you?
I'm feeling kind of, I kind of dodged something bad that was going to happen to me today. So I feel like you do when you're standing on the edge of the train platform and it goes by without stopping, you know? So it's a weird kind of energy. It makes me feel how finite and provisional you know, a person is. Saw you at Miguel's celebration, and that was beautiful to see what you did. And there's nothing wrong with being nervous. You just got to mine that energy, you know, just put that right into what you're doing. It's cool.
Yeah, it's just been a long time since I've been nervous. I've been doing this for like 20 years, and it's been like several years since I've been nervous. And of course, it's, you know, it's for Miguel, and a lot of legends were there. So I encourage everyone to take a look at it. But all right, let me mute myself. And now we're going to hear from a New Eurekan legend here, Paul Skiff.
Oh, thanks for that. Well, I'm glad to see everybody here. I just have 3 really short things, kind of in a lighter mode. The first thing has a title. It's called Art Trick. What are you looking at, really? What is remarkable about this is being free. especially from how alienated experience on a screen is. The picture you see is not really me. The picture you see is not really me. We're not really here, but we are somewhere together. That's what I like about being free here together with all of you. Culture will get you paying attention to location. I'm not really here, but over there where you are, I've turned into culture. How does that work? The second one is Trigger Happy and Bullseye were scoping out Super 9, who had just had a throat job and a front sight manicure. So it was a ramp blade with 30 lines per inch now. And I would climb along that barrel like a thief to the prize. Super 9 looks so precise now, Trigger Happy drooled. I'm just thinking how slippery that throat is. Bullseye bounced his eyebrows up and down. Super 9 was a real man stopper. The last one is from a very long ongoing series, and it has two personas in it who are not human. And what they do is they go around making observations on all the human foibles. And they can be pretty good about this and very objective because they're not human. Dirty is a human concept, said Big Laugh, staring fixedly on his shadow, distorted by the water beginning to swirl. Wherever you find humans, you will find a toilet, said Little Laugh, distracted, and distracted, staring into the whirlpool. The laughs usually never are so contemplative. Was it the throat-clearing sound of the flush or the magic cleansing that had their sarcasm disappear with the turd?
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Paul.
That's how you do it, man.
Paul Skiff, he is a Nuyorican Poets Cafe OG, a legend. I say it week after week. He has more rights to this open mic than I do. Give him a follow. I don't feel right calling it the word first. It's got to be this Skiff first, no matter what the background is. Paul, where can we find you?
Yeah, it's just paulskiff.com. You can run around if people haven't already. There's some content up there. I keep struggling to get up some new content. It's in the works, so I have some videos coming up and stuff. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You are just really important to me as a collectivity. And I really do second what Advocate was saying about clocking into the recording of the Miguelathon. It is a stupendous history of the culture in the city, of the Nuyoriqueño literary movement, of the struggle. And it's 6 hours if you just have a little time Jump it to 45 minutes or an hour and you will be deep into it. There's people in there, Quincy Troop, Ishmael Reed, David Amram, the guy's 90 years old and he's talking about doing spoken poetry in the 1950s. It's just totally stupendous. That really needs to be in the Schomburg or Museo de Barrio or something archived. It's really a massive tribute. And I just want to take a second to say one more thing about that I think was implied, but not explicitly brought out, that before Miguel and the founders kicked the door open to repopularize what we're doing now, a poet had two ways to have a status, had only two statuses you could be in this country. You could be the weirdo, misfit, reject nerd, or if somehow you were let in, you could be among the elite academic university writers who wrote books nobody read. And after the Nuyorican blew this up, you can just watch this endless parade of people in that recording who are activists, organizers, militants, energetic focal points, community figures who are looked up to. You couldn't have that status before the Nuyorican did this. And, you know, you're all now being built up by that. So really, you should give thanks.
Thank you, Paul. Paul Skiff, paulskiff.com. Make sure you go and check him out. Also, there is a story about Miguel Agarin sharing a sex poem at a senior citizen's home. I don't want to give too much of it away, but you need to go. There were stories there too. 6.5 hours, you don't have to watch it in one sitting. Also, they are working on something that is going to be archived, a video project. I will be involved with that, but I probably already said too much. I may get yelled at. So nobody tell the Nuyorican I even said that. So paulskiff.com, go check him out. Next coming up, we are going to Lynn Lane. Lynn, where'd you go? I saw you there. Oh, now he's back. Now he's back. There, let me unmute. He stepped away.
No, sorry, man. Someone knocked on my door right then. It's like, who the hell's knocking on my door at night in the body also? Anyway. All right. So this is new shit. I finished it as the credits were rolling because that seems to be my theme. And it's on theme in my own sort of way. But I tried to stick with it. All right, third time reading. Hands are sweating like hell already, so let's do this. In essence, I'm really just a zygote, a temperamental eukaryotic cluster of cells that has exploded into this multicellular being that somehow I have become. The human form of the Big Bang Theory, stumbling around with all of the problems of my past precariously balanced on my fragile shoulders, waiting for me to collapse under their massive weight. I am the conscious representation of the fertilization event between two gametes that began some time ago on a cold January night with the sky filled with comets and falling stars, or maybe none at all. In a brief, fleeting moment, I was created in a bond of complication between two parents from different worlds, a father and a mother, but only one whom I've ever known. As these simple cells continued to solidify and split into millions, I continued to grow. From just a child with innocent eyes wide open to the world, to an adult who at times fears all that they have seen. I travel in the shadows of my own psyche, avoiding at most times the dimmed light of my own darkened reality. It's easier to stay hidden in my own created, multicolored visage than to allow the world to know all of my monochromatic mutations that I have been. In the beginning, God created. Is that how it begins? If so, on what day did he create all of this excruciating pain that I've been forced to endure? Because on the seventh day, he was supposed to have rested. Obviously, that old guy didn't sleep a wink. If we are made in the image of God, did God break barely beating hearts? Did God crush the souls of man like a child crushes sinless bugs? Did my spring crops come up short in his eyes? Did I fail in my fall tilling of the land? Am I my brother's keeper? Who is my brother for whom I was to have kept? Were my sins so great in my own infancy that now my world is damned for all eternity? I stand at the edge of this eggshell cliff calling out to no one, and yet somehow it always answers back. Its echo grows louder and louder each time. It knows when I am there, teetering ready to take my final step as my tenuous emotional mountain crumbles below me like a sandcastle disappears into the ocean as the evening tide rolls in. It is there, both in the dark and in the light. I've tried to escape it, but I can't. It walks with me, holding my hand tightly. It walks with me and beside me with its warm, cold breath on my neck. It lives inside of me, in every cell of my body. It is my shadow. It is my own darkness. It is my monster that the world refuses to see. It never forgets, and neither do I. Thanks.
Strong, Lynn. Nice, man. Nice.
So it's like, well, I don't do this often, and I'm nervous. Such a natural, man. I'm sorry. Where can people find you online?
Okay, so on Facebook, it's Lynn Lane. You can friend me there. I'll put it in the chat. And on Instagram, it's Lynn Lane Photography because I'm a photographer in the arts. And then I have my performance page that is transitory underscore sound underscore and underscore movement. That's what it is. Sorry about that, guys. That's those nerves. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Lane. You gotta actually check out his Instagram page. Also, every now and then I'm trying to check out what's going on in Facebook, and there are people leaving comments about your poems on Facebook. So make sure you go back and you check out those comments, and you could be able to reply to the people as well. Those of you, once again, watching on Facebook, you want to join us, 279-995-364. But I also put in the comments the number you could join us here on Zoom. Next coming up is Mr. Speaker. Where is he? I saw him on my screen, and there he is. Mr. Speaker, now hanging out in the grass. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm good. I'm in the grass for a reason.
All right. I'm waiting. All right. Let me mute myself. You get into it, brother.
Oh, man. My poetry. I really love poetry. See, we have been in a long-term relationship. Poetry is my muse and my original inspiration. I actually come here on Monday nights because I know my poetry will be here, and I want to see who's flirting with my poetry. Truth is, I think my poetry is actually cheating on me. I notice how DG Clearing gets all dressed up around my poetry. He's not fooling me. And even those flashing lights, I'm not impressed. Also, my poetry does not need an advocate. She can speak for herself. I will show you what torture is if I catch you with my poetry. Mr. Tessa Somoke, it's not fooling me either. With that fancy background, those big words, and that extensive education, I don't care. Leave my poetry alone. Man, that goes for you too, LL, Lynn Lane. Stay away. Jeff Cottrell, I know you're listening. I saw you log in. Just want you to know, I have people outside yours, Raul's, and Mr. Connor's house right now. You know my poetry loves bald-headed people. We're watching you guys. Truth is, I think my poetry goes both ways. See, Muriel is always reading to my poetry every chance she gets. I know Sam Park invites my poetry over for hookahs while she while she's writing and while La Bruja is conjuring sentences and phrases to lure my poetry closer, my eyes are on you, Catherine, Kathy, Rachel, Diane, and especially you, Trisha, who sings poetry in Tagalog, Gwen C. from Kentucky, and you, Miss Sweeney. I'm really not feeling how you be sexing my poetry, but keep it up. I told poetry to watch out for Michael Schindler, Greg Michaels, and Dane Ince with those long beards and complex sentences and sexy words. They just want to seduce my poetry while wearing a Santa's hat. Come on. Check this out. I thought I caught poetry coming out of Paul Skiff with Scott Pleasant and Phil around midnight. And since then, my poetry has completely been withdrawn as she overdoses with General Lissimo. Food and verses. General, I will demote you to private Lissimo if I ever catch you AWOL with my poetry. I'm watching all of y'all. Jody and Just Joy, just stay away from my poetry, ladies. My poetry has been to Japan, Australia, England, and other exotic places. That's where she heard Ray Jane and Rose Gold and saw Mr. Goldberg perform. Poetry told me that Jane's spoken word likes to get cozy with poetry in her big chair while Mary and Melinda listen. I'm finding it difficult to keep others away from my poetry. The real Nick P, I ain't forgot you. You can't hide from me. I see you lurking around my poetry in your disguises. You're not fooling me. Mesh and Ron Thomas, both of you guys with your sexy accents, don't get close to my original inspiration. I will even travel to the Midwest. Yes, that's right, El Paso. So Richie, you're not safe. Don't be messing with my poetry. My poetry is complicated passion. So Marissa, Shane, and my Dukes, some of those are new to the scene. Those are guerrilla poets. Stay clear of my poetry. If I didn't mention you, that does not mean I'm not watching you. I got my eyes on all of you, watching and stalking your nouns, verbs, and adjectives. I am starting to realize that my poetry is not only special to me, poetry is special to all who write, hear, and can feel it. So please treat my poetry right, because I'm still listening, Mr. Speaker.
Unmute yourselves, give some love.
Yes. So good.
Mr. Speaker in the cut. His poetry tends to favor the bald men. I'm slowly starting to get there. It's begun for me. So his poetry don't love me yet. Mr. Speaker, where can we find you online, brother?
Hey, find me in the grass. I'm lurking all the way around poetry.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, he's a mainstay here in the Monday night online open mic. I appreciate that dude, what he brings here and the energy. Next coming up is Catherine Badan. And where is Catherine? Catherine, she already knows she needs to stay away from Mr. Speaker's poetry, everyone's poetry, because Catherine is mine. Catherine, how are you this evening?
Good evening, Earthlings. I am doing a piece called The Z Girl. My name is Zondra. I come from the planet Xenon, which is exactly 2 zillion light years away from your Earth. I'm a zoologist and I specialize in zebras. I've been told I am the best. You see my ring? It's zircon. And look at my fillings. They're zinc. Up here on Xenon, we're a pretty zany bunch. We like to dress up like zombies and study the signs of the zodiac. Do we practice any particular religion, you may ask? Why, yes, Zen. Now, we're also a very literate group. We enjoy the social antics of your comic strip hero Zippy and reading the works of Emile Zola. Up here, we also get closed-circuit TV. I just love eating fried zucchini and watching movies on your Z channel. My favorite show? You guessed it, Zorro. Due to the time-space continuum on Xenon, we get to see live rock and roll groups perform that you Earthlings no longer have access to, like Ziggy and the Spiders from Mars. Now you may inquire, what do we do for sex? Well, last year, my father, the illustrious Zetar, single-handedly took off with great zest to your planet in the Zephyr 2. Yes, of course he remembered to take his zoom lens. Anyway, he was on his way to Zurich to bring us back some chocolates and zircons, but he got a little overzealous and decided to take a detour to Zanzibar when suddenly he heard this loud zing coming from the engine room. The Zephyr 2 started zigzagging out of his control and he ended up in Zambia. And so as not to come back empty-handed, he used his trusty zip gun and brought us back an entire tribe of young, strapping Zulus. So much better than chocolates and zircons, don't you think? And oh my dears, from the moment they unzipped my zippers, zounds.
Unmute yourself, give it
Spectacular.
That was amazing.
Very nice.
I love it. I love a lot of sci-fi with my poetry. Let's unmute Catherine, and then she can tell us where we can find her online. Where can we find you online, Catherine? CatherineBedan.com. All the links to all her stuff are there. I went to I tried to unmute you, but I guess she did maybe. Oh nope, that's it. Her lips are zipped. They're sealed. They're sealed. That is Catherine Bedan. Check her out. I love it. I love it, man. All right. Next coming up is someone who I know here was last week was giving a lot of love, and they're giving a lot of love in the chat, but we haven't heard from them yet, and that is Elemental. Now I have them down as Elemental, but their Zoom name is Elemental the Poet. What do you prefer, Elemental or Elemental the Poet?
Elemental is just fine.
Cool, cool. So where you located, brother?
I'm in a little bit of everywhere right now, man. So, you know, I'm here on Earth with the rest of us, you know what I mean? Living in this pandemic, you know what I mean? So trying to make the best of it, you know?
I hear you, I hear you. All right, you ready to get into it, share your work with us?
Absolutely. First, just let me say, you know what? I appreciate this community so much, and I hope that you will accept me as a contributing, loving member of this, because I've been waiting and hoping to find something like this. You folks are amazing. I really, truly appreciate all of you. I will see you all every chance I get. Truly, I appreciate all of you, truly. Appreciate you, Ab, for hosting. I really do appreciate all of you, seriously. All right, so I got two pieces for y'all, short introduction piece, and then the theme piece. I appreciate that theme. It's been a while, so here we go. I am the dark side, and anything good and everything bad with your perfect little fallacy. A villainous conjurer of righteous thoughts I was born. Wrapped in this war paint I used to graffiti the American construct. Backsplash their backlash with mad color. This bad brother is a protest standing still. I am the red pill. Conductor of this conscious railroad underground. Speak for my people who were lost and never found. Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. I am Elemental. So for the theme piece, appreciate y'all. She crept into my bedroom well before I could understand the complexities of her voice. Her touch made my heart leap from the highest point of my imagination without fear, enticed my spirit and hypnotized my senses. I was lost between the sheets of a place I knew as home and the world unfolding behind my innocent eyes. The sensation was new, but all too familiar. With undeveloped taste buds, I savored the flavors of hundreds of years of spine-tingling seduction. I was helpless, a child. In an adult world, pretending I knew the groove, wearing it like a Halloween costume, The innocence of my ignorance was exhilarating, causing me to move in ways I never thought possible. Heard the exuberance spill into my eardrums, engaged the flux capacitor, laying dormant in the left hemisphere, sending me back to my future. Standing on the bridge of hope above the flowing rhythm, she said, I was slipping into darkness in this fifth dimension. When the horn blow, you better be ready to go. We can't be late for the mothership connection. Star child, born of a sun and moon with strings for vocal cords, played like the earth, keeping the elements in tune. The fire burned its way into my conscience and branded its name on my forever. The winds of change blew the ashes to reveal destiny in the charred remains of that was then and this is now, standing on turntable mountaintops above the jungle with my Herbie hand cocked firing rockets into the box they constructed for this culture of street savior. It was like, bam, Bada, Jazzy J, Red Alert. From the sky came Cool Herc, calling all children to lay their burdens down on buildings and trains, microphones and instrumentals, battleground dance floors and killer crossovers with a 1200 disposition. This was the ignition, no countdowns, just blast off, climbing into unknown, fearless as astronauts, going beyond the boundaries of 4/4 time and treble clef cages, grand wizard and grand mixers, casting spells on willing bystanders. My powers were awakened. Laying in these sheets in between what I knew as home and what was unfolding before my ears, I was never the same. Addicted at first kiss, she is more life than oxygen. On the scariest days, she is my sword and shield. Just the right volume to release the pressure or rev my engine. The beginning and end of time machine tales of better songs in the key of life. She found me in the darkest space and has been bringing life to my life since before this life had formed. I am humbled, blessed, and grateful for the gift of hip hop.
Unmute yourselves, make some noise for
Fire.
Elemental.
All right. Fire.
Elemental, the poet, the newest addition to our family. I appreciate him. And he was all up in the comments last week. I see him all up in your poems this week. Look out, Mr. Speaker. Elemental's coming for your poem, trying to take it out of date and all of that. Elemental, where can we find you online, brother?
Yo, much love to Mr. Speaker. This is this house, man. I'm just a visitor. You can find me on IG. You can find me on YouTube at Elemental the Poet. All one word. You can also find me on Twitter at Elemental. I thank you so very much. I appreciate the love, all of you. I will be here. Trust me. I depend on you folks, and I hope that you one day can depend on me. I just appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being with me on this journey. I appreciate all of y'all. I love y'all. Thank you.
Elemental, the poet. Make sure that you also put all of your information into the chat so that people can copy and paste it. And of course, after you guys are done performing, not only want you to check the chat on Facebook, but check the chat here in Zoom because people are talking about you here in Zoom. Next up is Marissa Prada, who's under a different name here. Now, Mr. Speaker can keep his poetry, but we're going to keep his friend Marissa because we
totally
love
forgot that I was logged in. I was logged in under a different Zoom. I'm so sorry, guys. Yes, I should.
You know what? Marissa, you're part of the family, and I recognized your face. I didn't need Zoom to give me the incorrect name. I knew it was you. So, wait, Marissa froze. Marissa, you there?
I didn't even realize until realize. Anyways, thank you, Advocate. Thank you, everyone, for holding the space tonight. I want to give a quick trigger warning for domestic violence, and I've been digging kind of through my archives of poetry, and I wrote this poem when I came back to the spoken word after over 10 years of being gone. So I wrote this about a year and a half ago, and I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I feel safe in this space, and so here we go. It's called No More. He threw us out one night, black winter night. Only a few months old, tight hold in my arms, tiny baby. No blanket, no coat, no hope. It would happen many times that year. I lived in fear. His voice, his face, to face the empty bottle rage. Poison poured venomous words at my expense, took bits of my mind each time. No one can help. No one will understand. I didn't even understand. He crippled me with insane claims that I was fat, I was ugly, I was used, I was nothing, nothing to no one, and no one would ever want me, choose me, love me, because no one could love me now. Still, I stayed. I took a risk because he was sick. I tried so hard. But not the car wrecks, the police in handcuffs, the Al-Anon meetings, or a week in jail. Not the mental health treatments, addiction counselors, not his dad, my grandmother, not me, or even his daughter could shake him to get clean, to change. Only go further down the rabbit hole, mad hatter, hater. I felt hate in my heart. Where had I gone? He came home again, stumbling, swaying, making his way to the bedroom. Baby in the bassinet, sweet, sleeping baby. I said, no, you cannot be here. Poison spilled from his mouth, but I'd had enough. The mother in me took a stand and he took his hands around my neck. To the floor we went. Can't say where it came from, the courage, the rage, the fight inside myself that night, but he was not getting in. Not getting to my baby. So as I fought his drunk ass back, I reached for my phone. I called for help and quickly he left. Coward. I told the dispatcher he was gone. She said I was wrong. It was wrong. What happened is never okay. I needed to say where I was because if I didn't speak up, if I didn't rescue myself first, who would? So I told her my name and quickly they came. I learned I was not alone. This actually happens a lot to people I know, my own mother, in fact, when she was young. I had no idea. I was such a baby in life. I spoke up. I got help. I was lucky. He had guns in that house. He had weapons in that house. I could have easily become a statistic. But I wanted to look my daughter in the eye, say I tried all that I could to help her dad. And although it is sad and no fault of her own, I did what I did because I love her so much. More than the whole world or my own life. But she could not grow up thinking this is how you treat people, how she should be treated. Violence, fear, intimidation, hurt, they are wrong. She deserves more. I deserved more. And at the end of the day, he would claim it was all my fault. Everyone else is to blame. And in his twisted addict brain, it all made sense. Then I found some sense, I found some hope. I stood up, I spoke up. No matter the pain, shame, people I lost, skeptics who thought I should do better, I should do more. Now all these years later, I found peace, released the past. I have a kind man by my side, a second daughter and happiness in this life. So even tonight, off this stage, come over and say, I need help. I need a way out. Thank you.
Powerful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yes, Marissa. Just wonderful.
Marissa Prada. I appreciate, I always say this, the best pieces of artwork are those created by the creator who allows themselves to be the most vulnerable. I appreciate that very much, Marissa. I'm actually writing my own domestic violence piece, so that resonated with me so much. Thank you for being so giving of yourself. Where can the people find you online?
So Marissa Prada, and I'm gonna fix it on the screen. I'm so sorry. Marissa, Marissa, Prada, Prada. I'm on Facebook, or you can find me Prada Painting and Poetry on Instagram. And I also co-author The Word Is Right on Facebook, WRITE, with Ma Dukes, also known as Deanne Hill. So thank you guys so much, and have a great holiday, all of you.
You too. Thank you, Marissa Prada. Marissa put all of that information in the chat so that the people can get it. Appreciate it. All right, let me take a quick break before we move forward to the next person, because I know that we have a lot of people who are joining us online. Wait, this isn't the one I want. This is it. Wait. Let me see, because we are not going to be having our normal Thursday night online open mic on this Thursday. It is Christmas Eve. And what we are going to be doing is, before the Nuyorican closed, what we did is we had this I Got No Tree Slam. Got No Tree Jam. And it's hosted by Joanna Hoffman. And the featured poet is Lene the Priest. To be honest with you, I don't know who Lene is, but Joanna Hoffman is awesome. So that one is at 7 p.m. Eastern. I believe it's running from 7 to 9 on Christmas Eve. For those of you who don't have plans or don't celebrate that holiday, you could join us. And I believe right now the artist RSVP, the open mic list is open. If you wanted to sign up, just open another window and go sign up. Don't leave us here on Zoom. We got some amazing poets coming up, including our next poet, who is Jeff Cottrell. This dude is awesome. Y'all better not go anywhere. Jeff is awesome. Let me unmute Jeff. Mr. Jeff Cottrell, the one-man theatrical group. How are you this evening, Jeff?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You ready to do your thing, brother?
I am ready to do my thing.
Okay.
I don't think I've done this thing on the Monday yet, but I could be wrong. This is called The Jim Show, and it's an oldie. Hey, Ben. Oh, yeah. How's it going, Jim? Doing the open mic here tonight? Oh, yeah. I think so. Cool. Hey, here's a flyer for my upcoming show. I'm doing it at Theater Past Tarragon Factory next month. Oh, yeah. I really want to see your show. That's the one-man Casablanca, right? Actually, it's a one-man Citizen Kane. It's called Declaration of Principles, the musical. Neat, huh? Oh, yeah. That sounds great. Yep, a lot of money and hard work's gone into it. Well, I hope you can make it out. Oh, yeah. I really want to see your show, but I can't. I can't afford it because I'm unemployed. Oh, no worries. I'll comp you. Oh, yeah. That's great. But the other thing is, like, I can't make that night. See, I got to work. But you just said you're unemployed. Oh, yeah. But I'm starting a new job in a few weeks, and I got to work that night. Well, that's all good. The show's on for 7 nights. Oh, yeah. But I got to work all those nights. It's a night job. Well, there are also weekend afternoon matinees. Oh, yeah. But, like, that's the weekend I'm flying out to see my grandma in L.A. Well, the matinees run over 2 weekends. Oh, yeah. But, like, Saturday afternoons are when I wash my hair. You could come on the Sunday afternoon. Oh, yeah. But Sunday's when I dry it. I see. Oh, yeah. But I really do want to see your show, though. I yesed it on Facebook and everything. Why would you yes it on Facebook if you know you can't go? Oh, yeah. I just do that. It's a finger reflex. Oh, well, if you really do want to see it, I'm doing a full-length preview of the show next Wednesday at the Free Swan Pub. And there's no cover. You could come to that. Oh, yeah. But I've been banned for life from the Free Swan because I brought in outside food. But I saw you there last night. Oh, yeah. But they told me this morning. The Free Swan's not even open in the morning. Oh, yeah. But I ran into the owner this morning at the hair salon. Oh, yeah. Too bad, because I really do want to see your show. It sounds awesome. Well, I'm thinking of filming one of the performances. Then I might sell it as a DIY DVD. Maybe you could buy a copy. Oh, yeah. But I don't have a DVD player. Well, I'll put the video on my website. You can download it from there. Oh, yeah. But I can't download videos. It always crashes my computer. I'll post it on YouTube then. Oh, yeah. But I can't watch YouTube. It's against my religion. Really? What's your religion? Oh, yeah. It's the one with all the jihads. And how did you get into that? Oh, yeah. From a video I saw on YouTube. Oh, Well, I'm thinking of doing a short 5-minute excerpt from the show in the open mic tonight. Surely you'll be able to catch that. Oh, yeah, but I've already had a lot of drinks, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in the washroom during the entire time you're on stage. Oh, well, you want to hear the funniest joke in the show? Oh, yeah, but I've got kind of an ear infection tonight, and it's made me completely incapable of hearing jokes. Oh, but you can hear me speaking right now. Oh, yeah, loud and clear. Oh, Ben, you don't really want to see my show, do you? Oh, yeah, of course I do. I love Alfred Hitchcock. Hitchcock didn't direct Citizen Kane. Oh, yeah, sorry, I meant Michael Bay. Ben, you don't have the slightest intention ever to see my show, do you? Oh, yeah, I do. No, I don't think you do. Why do you keep saying you want to see it when you obviously don't? Just admit it. Stop being a phony little douche and be honest for once, okay? Okay. I'll be honest. I don't want to see your show, Jim. Thank you. Was that really so hard? No, I don't want to see your show because I think you're a terrible writer. Okay, whatever. And you're also a shitty performer. All right? And you're a pretentious asshole and a loser. Are you done yet? No. I also think you have severe social problems and probably need hardcore counseling. All right. Enough already. I hate you, Jim. Thank you. That was called The Jim Show.
Unmute yourself and get up for Jeff
Oh, that was hilarious, man. That shit was hilarious, man.
Way to go, Jeff.
If you've been a performer for long enough, you've had at least one conversation like that. Jeff, where can the people find you online?
I can be found at jeffcottrell.com and on Facebook and Twitter. And I am the guest on this week's episode of Poets and Muses, the podcast, which was posted last night, poetsandmuses.com. I'll put the exact link in the chat and you should all go listen to it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Cottrell, make sure you check that Zoom chat. He's going to put all that information on there. Do the fantastic performer. I love it. Next coming up, shout out to La Bruja who's watching on Facebook, and shout out to Joski. I saw Joski adding some love on there, and to Johnny Rose, who's also still on there listening to all of y'all. She loving you. She's done a lot of work also with like Capicu, so you got to check her out. Maybe one day she'll join us here. Thank you, Johnny. Next coming up is Complicated Passions. I got to hear this man perform on Thursday. He's fantastic. I'm glad he's here with us on Monday. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing great and enjoying the flow that's going on. So it's good to hear poetry, you know.
Awesome. You ready to add to the flavor of the night?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna pick up from last week that I wanted to be on that show so bad, but I'm gonna hit that theme and hit the theme that you have today, hopefully. So let's make it happen. All right. I am an emotional creature. And I'm here tonight at the cafe to murder this, even though I'm not the feature. My pen, I'm about to share the moments you need to give in a whisper. So I'll be loving you like a blind man would do. Now, I couldn't speak a foreign language last week, so I translated love to her as though I were the Rosetta Stone. Flowing lines of seduction, sharing ancient memories of a lost civilization. She would find this dark man being the sun, flowering her emotions. This prelude would lead me to foreplay after the conversation. You see, she was a motion picture I wanted to star in. Not just acting, I wanted that dark man blues thing, loving a queen. I wanted to hero myself in, taking chances, loving her like she wants to be. So I told her, take this like you own me. No doubt I'm about this life, two souls becoming one if it's you setting the scale for me. Asking when my love's in need, speaking RIP to the love I used to be addicted to. Yes, I found myself addicted. I had to drop digits. My wanting to hear sexy, damn, I wanted to taste it. Like a drug, it had me. It was like confirmation, and in another moment, I had to have it, making those pillows scream once again. To have her taking me deep like my dreams, it's got me addicted. You see, it's been a while since I've tasted beautiful. Arousing earth tones, she be black coffee in my mornings. Her essence flows through me. I tell her she's that preview to my pain. We love hard. Have you ever felt black rain? I can never let her go. She tells me the same when she says, I'm your fiend, dark man. She's off the chain. Call me the Mackin gang. I'm just hungry for her love. I show her Samuel's Rain. Thank you, Complicated Passions.
You said you got a second one, a quick one?
I could do something quick.
Oh, I thought you had said a second. If you got a second one, then that's why I didn't unmute anyone. That's why they were silent. We're listening. The chat's blowing up. They love you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is called Her and Music. It's from a future project, and it goes like night echoes, like smooth jazz. Skin deep traces through her. She be a flower capturing the sun. A melody I so want the keys to, being those aftertouches coming inside of her. We be music, writing seduction. And that's that piece. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Nice. Give it up.
Nice.
Ooh, that was excellent, man.
Fire. Nice.
Complicated Passions. This dude is smooth. He blew it up on Thursday, blew it up tonight. Shout out to Tashaka, the poet. Y'all need to look up Tashaka. I saw him on Facebook. Thank you, brother. Tashaka is one of the first poets that pulled me aside and let me know what I was doing wrong and gave me advice. I was performing on the stage without a microphone. He's like, dude, you're good, but no one can hear you.
Right.
I loved it. I never forget that. He out in England with his family doing well. Hopefully we get him on here one time. But let's get back to Complicated Passions. Brother, you got some new fans in here. Where can we find you online?
You can find me at Darkman Blues on IG. If you Google me, Samuel Rain Benjamin, you can see everything that I've done. Even a video that I performed at the Nuyorican Cafe, that's on there too. So you can find that on YouTube. And that's about it, you know. So you can find me, if you Google me, you can find out everything that I've done.
Awesome. Thank you. Make sure that you type it up and put it in the chat as well so people can copy and paste. Complicated Passions, please do not be a stranger, man. Love that dude's energy. He's smooth. When I grow up, I want to be like him. Also, Pip Squats, you keep sending direct messages to me, so no one's getting to see all this love you're giving them. I kept trying to type back to you. Whenever you guys send a direct message to someone, and then you want to talk to the chat again, make sure that you're sending it to everyone. With that being said, Pip Squats is on deck, but right now we are going to our wild card, the Withdrawn. And let me, is that a Super Mario Brothers Santa hat? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Nice, I love it. Holiday spirit into the old video games that I grew up on. Awesome. All right, brother, do your thing.
Yes, sir. So y'all at the New York always inspire me. And if Miguel didn't create this space for us, we wouldn't be here today. So I want to perform a Christmas piece for y'all called All I Want for Christmas is Miguel to know that without him, poems like this wouldn't have been created. On the first day of Christmas, La Bruja gave to me a blow-up doll of herself from her WAP video on the beach. I didn't get to fully hit because I nutted like 2 strokes in. Gotta be honest, that's the true meaning of coming clean. On the second day of Christmas, Ray Jane gave to me, well, she gave the world our love sounds. Her mic was left on accidentally, so she uploaded us instead of a poem to her SoundCloud account. On the third day of Christmas, Miro gave to me disappointment, because she still hasn't popped out with a titty. I'm not sure if she's waiting to physically see me because she now lives in the city, or if she's just concealing the fact that under that flannel there's actually 3. But either way, I'm gonna need a tour. It's only in my nature to nurture what the love letter Sagaya Mama got hiding under that shirt. On the 4th day of Christmas, Rose Gold gave to me Some sexy Mrs. Claus photos with Rudolph's nose placed on her toto. Along with the text, wrong person. Who'd she intend to send them to? An ex? Nah, it was the wrong Nick. They were meant for Paleologos. On the 5th day of Christmas, Roz gave to me her bra so I can sniff it while she sleeps. Just kidding. I'm not that kind of creep. What I got, though, was some magnificent red head. Butchered the vixen's vision, now she wears a red patch. Hey, Roz, I know I've messed up your name a few times in the past, but we'll leave the final change through her big brown eye instead. On the 6th day of Christmas, Kate gave to me an essay about her day. Baby, you can talk. I'm forever listening. Stay curious about it because I do care what's going on. Let's fix it quick just like this. Fuck him. You don't need no John. I can give you +8 while pulling on that long blonde switch to mouth clasping that clit like a pair of tongs. I promise to attend at the scheduled date and time, talking whenever the fuck you want. Got the withdrawn. Out here feeling like you released his ass on bond. Only accept death in your depths while wearing our Sweeney Todd socks. Come on, you got me running on. It's kind of hard to stop. I need to just breathe. I haven't at all today. Forgive me for getting carried away. On the 7th day of Christmas, Gigi gave to me a haircut, and it was for free. Later, recognizing she lost all there is to hook onto when I devoured that thing up. Worst comes to worst, we can donate some hair to my head off of Griswold. Give my mans a shape up. It'd be for a good cause. On the 8th day of Christmas, Peggy gave to me a BDSM workshop on how to flawlessly submit to Petty. She had to refine arts defined just because Petty loves to have the authority all the time. On the 9th day of Christmas, Samantha gave to me some ass cutting after realizing that I don't know how to finger fuck. Nothing I could do at all. But sit there and take it with a drawn face on. She claimed my hands though, and that's true. But the dick was something she couldn't handle. Sam, call me nothing other than Daddy Beats, cause now Zaddy Beats, cause now, girl, you lost privileges to that title. Go with something new like Zaddy Hookah. Since that's what you run to after we do fucking, how cute. Shorty gifted me the expenses paid for our sexy photo shoot with Lynn Lane Photography. On the 10th day of Christmas, Paul Conqueso, an advocate, gave to me shit because I left them out of a poem. But I'm gonna let y'all know this is your one opportunity to cheat on Catherine and Rosie. One gotta sit out like, nah, we can't cast her in. Or have the other as an audience member because this show holds no back, left, right, or front row seats. On the 11th day of Christmas, Janet gave to me no chance to pull out and nut all over her belly. I guess she decided to take me up on that offer of giving her a 4th seed. While that sounds cool, I don't think it's too soon to announce that we got plans for baby number 5 in 2022. On the 12th day of Christmas, the New York gave to me a new place to call home and a chance to be a pervert. Thank you.
Give it up for the wild card.
That was great.
That's how you put it down.
You never know what you're gonna get with him, and that's right. He didn't put me in one of his poems. We got nothing for Christmas. The Withdrawal, brother. Where can we find you online?
Thank you. You can find me at The Withdrawn on Instagram, thewithdrawn.com. You know, I was playing about that pervert part, but you know, it's all love and respect for all you ladies at the end of the day. So thank y'all for allowing me to include y'all in these pieces, and love and blessings. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Be safe. Thank you.
That is the Withdrawn, withdrawn.com. He's back on social media. Make sure you give him a follow. He's a wild card, man. He's the wild card. All right. Next, coming up, we are going to someone who's on the lam, and that is Pip Squawks. We haven't heard from Pip Squawks in a while. Let's get there we go. How have you been? Did you get caught or what happened? Where you've been?
We laying low. We laying low.
I hear you. I hear you. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Blue. Blue sky. Bare branches. Lace against blue, blue sky. Branches clatter. Rats chase and chatter. Acro rats. Circus cavort. Chortle chortle. Bounce and tumble. Blue. Tight blue nitrile gloves. Snap. Blue gloves. Snap. Blue paper shop towels. Snap. Swipe and smear dark fetid clumps and clusters. From dark acro rat scat. Snap. Elastic strap. Snap. Over the ears. Snap. Under the spectacles. Snap. Sprawling like whiskers. The yellow straps. Snap. Simple. Simple green. Simple, simple green. He smears the dishwasher with blue gloves. Snap. Blue shop towel. Snap. Yellow elastic straps. Snap. Like whiskers about his ears. Snap. The black spectacles. Snap. Like beaded eyes. Snap. K95 mask pointed like pointed little nose that twitches. Black spectacles like black eyes that feel with whiskers, that see with whiskers along the wall. Good. Like the thud at the end of the bouncing acro rat. Thud, the ladder. Thud, the steps. Blue, the same snap blue gloves reach to remove the food above the stove. The same snap blue that smeared scat and simple green. He reaches, snap. Inside the cabinet, snap. Places cookie trays, serving trays, pizza pans, akimbo, atop, scat. Simple green smeared dishwasher. The tip of the pointed mask wiggles. Sebum trails dander from rats follow his path. His belt now dangles, dragging behind him. Snap. Blue gloves. Snap. Yellow elastic whisker straps. Snap. As he shuffles along the walls in the basement, patting edges with his paws. Wooden boards, springs, peanut butter. Snap. The belt tail drags, pointed mask twitches. Snap. Another acro rat has earned its wings.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Pip Squawk. Snap for Pip Squawk. Loved it. I'm gonna start walking down the street tomorrow and everything I'm gonna do, I'm like, snap. I'm gonna narrate everything I do. Snap. Saying make all these people in the Bronx jump. Like, what the hell's wrong with them? Pip Squawk, where can we find you online? Oh, we can't find you, right?
Incognito.
I got you.
You
I
look
hope
for my
all
back
is well-
here.
Yes, I hope all's well with you. It's good to see you again. Don't be a stranger, all right? I know you gotta run on the low. Shh, shh, shh. No one hears this conversation. Gotta stay safe, gotta be on the low. But I hope you're not a stranger. Thank you so much. That was Pip Squawks Snap. All right, our next performer is Ricardo Marufo Snap. All right, I'm gonna keep doing that the rest of the night now. Y'all in trouble. It's like the pandemic poets. All right, where's Ricardo? There we go. Oh, he got his name as Richie. You want me to call you Richie or Ricardo?
Yeah, Richie works. I don't know why it turned into Ricardo on there. I signed up on the Richie, but it's all good. We're here. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm loving your background, man. Loving your setup. You ready to rock out with us?
Sure am. It's good to be here. This is called Ever Patient Skywatcher. Inspiration. I've seen you through the clouds, amongst the people, and in the crowds. Last night, the stars sang to me, bathed me in the light of eons, and eons beyond the space of understanding, standing under, over, in, on, at, around, and within. See, I've learned to assign moments under the stars as a paradigm for understanding. Last night, the stars sang to me, taught me that inspiration doesn't just live in timelines, holds no expiration dates, but dares to exist like a spark through the darkness. Shh. If you listen closely, you can hear it. We're talking relevance in retrospect. Hence, our introspective perspectives may seem and come to be respected, grows in the infinite, minute by minute, like lit wick. Tolerance to the entropy of existence has dictated it must be. Mira, manifest this tequila into discarded coffee cups. Yes, the usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness. It's its own kind of magic. It persists, it perseveres, it runs on and on and on. Spray paint sizzle of midnight mist. Flora y fauna, aloe vera y la verdad. The moon, magnificent, mystifies, entangles my heart in her moonbeams, greets me like an old friend. See, there's something about taking those moments to reflect, to quiet things down, and listen to the slowing down of your very own breath, to place your hand on your chest and feel your theme music, that steady bass line pumping life force into your essence, while the night breeze paints the air around you like the moon greets me like a friend. And here I am. Aquí estoy, borracho y loco, finger on the pulse of moments. The world's hurting and I'm trying my best. And I realize that sometimes my best has to be better. It's a cascade of thoughts swirling into the abyss that stretch out into the sound of be better, 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 be. The thought mimics the musicality of a black hole. Repeats and repeats, grows momentum, claims more land, snakes throughout the cities in my head, synapses sparking, smoking, revealing that we can't stop progress on a moving train of thought, like tick, 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 bloom. All right, that's it for me. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Richie.
Nice, Richie.
Excellent.
Oh, that is killer.
Richie Marufo, and I don't know if Midnight is watching, but you see his hat, Midnight, a Yankees hat. Unmute yourself, Richie, one time. Wait, have you been on the open mic before with us?
I've been here like once. I don't remember when, but once upon a time, a long time ago.
Yeah, I thought I recognized you. Where can we find you online, brother?
So I made it easy, green screen power right here. You can find me just looking up my name, Richie Marufo. I use Instagram for a lot of things, Dead Wall Reveries. But I'm looking forward to being back. Got a little bit more free time, so I'll see you guys around.
That's what's up. Richie Marufo. Richie, make sure you also put your information into the chat. People like to copy and paste. It's a lot easier that way for some people. Don't be a stranger. And I'm loving that hat. I hope Midnight's watching this, or if he's watching the replay, you see he's wearing the right hat, Midnight. All right, next coming up, we are going to Gigi. Let me unmute Gigi, who's standing up to do her poetry now. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. How are you this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. Finals are over, so we survived.
I was about to ask, finals are over. You good? You're in the clearing now.
I am in the clear. I have 2 weeks off before I start school again, so we are vibing. All right. I have 2 poems tonight. I'm just going to jump right into it. One of them, they're both on theme. One of them is about what happened with the planets tonight, and the other one is cool. So I'm just going to jump into it. This one is called Manifestation of the Planets. Manifesting to the planet solstice deities, muses of ages, I feel inspired. Bursting through my chest, I feel the stardust that forged my bones, shifting from ground to the air. I no longer dig my toes into sand to feel alive. I am reaching upwards to grab clouds. I feel free. I am manifesting good tides. I am feeling and finding my love. Resting my heart and releasing it to the air. I am finding my place in the Milky Way. I am allowing gravity to settle into my soul in different ways. I am grounding myself with aviation intent. I am setting higher limits airbound. I feel inspired. From whispers of gods, from past lives progressing forwards, I am the manifestation of past souls meeting future challenges. I am a vessel, which through I allow muses to hold my hand as I weave tales hopefully in the stars. And the second one is called Inspiration, the color of blood before oxygen hit. Inspiration mouthed to me like secrets from lips of those who couldn't love me. I am a goddess without prayers, a deity in a forgotten temple. Poetry and idolatry seep through the walls that echo in loneliness. Writings gifted by muses in empty beds. I see art in the eyes of women who could not love me because they could not love themselves, in men who do not wish to worship but to conquer a body. Rhythm in poetry, synchronized with the movement of hips, breaking backs, then breaking jaws. I am now spitting out broken teeth when love was too sweet, offered nothing more than cavities. I am drawn on, love forgotten, love passed by or never found. My inspiration is the darkness in veins, inspiration the color of blood before oxygen hit. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves, give some love to Gigi.
Yeah.
Finish, Gigi. Hey,
As always, Gigi, when we're done, make sure you check the chat. People appreciated the poem. And I liked what Vale had to say. She's like, oh, a science pagan-y type of poem. Love it, love it. Gigi, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at iron_resilience, or you can find me at hair_by_JIJA, because my main grind is a hairdresser. I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday. Feliz Navidad, and have a good new year. And I'll be here throughout it. I'm so glad I found you guys this year. Hi.
Thank you, Gigi. Make sure you go give Gigi a follow. Gigi also put all of the information into the chat. Next coming up is supposed to be Scott Pleasance. Let me unmute this dude just so we can hear his voice. Scott Pleasance is giving up his spot for someone to rock out who's on the waiting list, who's never been able to perform before. So, what's going on, Scott? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You in the holiday spirit today. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of, sort of, man. You know, I said I just gave it a thought, man. I started looking at the numbers. I said we've been on here probably listened to about 1,000 poems since you started this. And oftentimes people jump on here and say that they don't get an opportunity. And I've had several opportunities. So I figured in the spirit of giving, you know, I'll pass my couple of minutes down to hopefully somebody who hasn't had a chance to jump on. And you know, that's my my original inspiration for tonight.
That's what's up. I appreciate it. So the first person I see on the list whose name I've never seen before is Deanne Hill. Is Deanne Hill here? And I believe that Marissa mentioned Deanne before. Oh, I see Deanne Hill. Hold on. I'm gonna unmute Deanne Hill. Gad, you should be, I'm asking you to unmute yourself. You should be able to unmute yourself. There we go.
Hi.
Hi, Deanne. Deanne, I would like to introduce you to Scott Pleasance. Scott Pleasance, I would like to introduce you to Deanne. Deanne, Scott's giving up his time for you. How awesome
Thank
is
you
he?
for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
There
Merry
you
Christmas.
go, Deanne. Deanne, hit a home run. The ball is in your is in your park. Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you. This poem is called Belonging. Longing to belong plays across souls. Melancholy song tugging at heartstrings. Loneliness brings yearning to be held. Queer pegs don't fit in straight holes. Black holes of depression born from a desire to feel the fire of a parent's love. Birthed in closets of fear, locked in by need of acceptance, but tolerance is nowhere to be found. Spirit bound by yearning for things unformed in hearts meant to cherish, but only spew condemnation and damnation instead. One nation under God were damn the queers to hell, the mantra of the contra-minded. Contradictory statements of hatred spewed from mouths designed to sing lullabies to babies brought forth from seed and egg. But baby didn't equal the sum of the parts expected. DNA lies of gender chromosomal pairs made up of the unknown quotient that never has the same answer twice. And still, the longing to belong allows boundaries to be wiped away like chalk on board as easily as third grade bullies steal lunch money. Rainbow beauty hidden away behind black and white alternate realities to bring smiles to others while dying inside. Crying out for nurture because nature took a twist and created human genomes that need homes to belong to. Human nature needing connection and affection, but finding abjection and degradation to hold on to at night like a favorite stuffed animal. No need to be afraid of monsters in closets. Having grown up there, they became the only beings that offered acceptance as dejected rejects themselves. The concept of acceptance, foreign to this home of shallow bones, bones hollow of marrow, empty of matter for those who wish upon falling stars to become matter more than a smattering of here and there. Skin stripped bare of closet walls only to be built into another and another. Closets constructed of walls and hate and shelves. Closets constructed of walls of hate and shelves of fear by the very hands begged to strip them from this place called home. Home is where the heart is supposed to be, but where does the heart go when it pounds out of chest cavity with anxiety? Ribs spread themselves open to allow heart to run away before it is crushed by the weight of home.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for my dude.
Nice.
Home run. Home run.
Let me real quick unmute my Dukes. Would you prefer I call you Ma Dukes or Deanne Hill?
Ma Dukes is fine. That's pretty much been my name since my oldest daughter was 16, so.
All right, cool. Hey, moving forward now, I know when I see your name on the list, I'm gonna call you Ma Dukes. You were fantastic. I'm
Thank
glad. I mean, I love Scott Pleasance, man. He's a dope dude, but I'm glad he gave up his spot so we could hear you, someone new. Where can we find you online, Ma Dukes?
Instagram is Ma Dukes Poetry. PayPal is DeanneHill at gmail.com. And I'm on Facebook as Deanne Hill. And I also co-author The Word is Right with Marissa Prada. We have some amazing events coming up.
Awesome. Please put all of that information in the chat so people can copy and paste, and don't be a stranger. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Ma Dukes. We got to hear Ma Dukes, courtesy of Scott Pleasance and Marissa Prada, courtesy of Mr. Speaker. Please spread the word about what we're doing here. I love to hear new voices. And real quick, Scott Pleasance, unmute yourself. Let the people know where they can find you online, sir.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I am Poet33. Follow me. I'll follow you back. Appreciate it again. Great job, my dudes. Great job.
Thank you, Scott Pleasance. And on his Instagram, he gives you not only the weather, but some words of encouragement. I see it. I love it. I love it. I'm checking out his Instagram. All right, next coming up, we have Trisha De Jesus. This woman knows her poetry. I cannot wait till I get to hang out with Trisha in person. We have some coffee, we have some drinks, and we're just going to keep talking poetry. But wait, I can't find her on my screen. Where's Trisha? I saw her here before. Where is Trisha? Right? Well, I see Catherine's pointing, saying she's right there, but we have a different screen. Where's Trisha? And now Richie's going like this. I really don't see her. Wait a second. Wait, is she on the last page? Oh, no, I see her now. I see her. Okay. Everyone was like, she's here. Like, like everyone's looking at everyone differently, like the Brady Bunch opening. Oh. So Trisha, how are you this evening?
I'm good. That was amusing to have you find me. I was just waiting here. I was like, okay, I'm ready. Okay, you almost got me. Okay, here I am.
Like I'm right here playing hide and seek on Zoom. So good to see you, Trisha.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Ready to add to the energy?
You too. Thank you.
You ready to add to tonight's energy?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so my poem is titled Original Inspiration. Every thought is a dewdrop, and a drop can quench a word web. I will readily admit that when a phrase begins with the word original, the first word I think of is not inspiration, but sin. Perhaps 8 years of Catholic school really does that to you, makes you think of just how much wrong you've committed and how much farther from salvation you have situated yourself, and how much penance you now owe the big guy to assure that St. Peter admits you beyond those pearly gates. Or perhaps what I'm doing is completing the compound word unconsciously, like reflex in my mind. Original and sin to me are a bonded pair, just like rum and Coke. Think about it. What would one be without the other? Honestly, I think either drunk or diabetic, and the hamster wheel gamut that runs in between. I continue that line of thought, concentrating as if down on my knees upon the hard, narrow wood slat within the confession box, or as if I were meditating very piously on the transgressions I have committed, that I began reciting easily inside my head like litany. The ripple effect of the devil convincing the serpent, and the serpent seducing Eve, and Eve enticing Adam, and how deplete and satiated, but also ashamed and buck naked, all parties were at the end. I may stop to retrace my steps back at some point to determine my thought's origin, but inevitably become sidetracked and no longer care about where I achieve the connection, because daydreaming is infinitely more delicious in its succulent rapture, and I would rather begin to think of the cunning serpent as Carol's white rabbit, making our mother Eve into Alice. But no, I'm not satisfied with this answer, and I dig even deeper and find Eve really is the rabbit. I find that Eve is not the instigator, but the inception. I find that Eve is a blessed event, the satiated bunny, the sainted bunny, leading us all down the silk walls of her rabbit hole. And here we realize, as we tumble among prayer and penance, that the rabbit was also dear Alice all along, and was always mad as the hare, the hatter, his raven and writing desk alike, though still not quite the Cheshire cat, lip curled thick with all the answers, and certainly not the enlightened caterpillar, wise and all-knowing among his every questionable mushroom. The queen, complacent in her red glory, is decidedly not Alice, not yet at least. Not quite, but almost. I implore you, walk down the bramble patch with me on this. Is it blasphemy to place the queen right back center in her Garden of Eden? Is it revolution to recast her, reveal her, not revile her? Is it conceit to rinse clean the propaganda and tell her story from the beginning? For it is the beginning when her mouth first proclaimed, "Let there be light." You feel you have heard it somewhere else from a prophet receiving an echoing scripture, and I proclaim once more to you this mind-bending truth now. God is a woman. I guess that really makes her a goddess. And pause, breathe, and absorb the sacred word. How could she not be? Can you recall in the timeline when she so casually informed us why sometimes I believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast, and then goes on and outdoes herself +1 in dominion over the earth and every sea, flora, fauna, and still have time to kick up her heels in the pool and down a mimosa, looking that damn good. 1, Eve. Percolating concept along with morning coffee, rabbit 2. Through the tangle of Warren, we lead you, Red Queen 3. I just flipped the eggs over medium, set the table, 4 and 5. Inspiration, original and pulpy. You know, I think I'll have 6 sizzling thoughts before bacon jumps the pan. Flesh, not borrowed rib, fully cooked. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Trisha De Jesus.
Yes.
Excellent, priest.
I
Excellent.
love having Trisha
Yeah.
on. She knows her poetry. Like I said, I'm so blessed to have been able to hear her poetry over these past few months. But I want to hang out with the woman and just talk about it, talk shop. Trisha, where can the people find you online?
On Instagram, Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE. And, if you guys want to hang out, I do have an open mic on Thursday, so I'll put all that in the comments as well.
Please do. Trisha De Jesus. Make sure that you check her out. Give her a follow. She knows her stuff. Speaking of people who know their stuff, next coming up is Ron Mark Thompson, who is connected to everyone's open mic and writing workshops. This dude is about it. Ron, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great. What a wonderful segue. You should teach a workshop on segues. That would be great. And by the way, I have to say, even though Mr. Speaker may not like it, but I love DJ Clearing's blinking lights on his set. They look so cool and inspiring. And Mr. Withdrawn, I love that all your poems are about women, but what about us guys? This is 2020. Everything goes, okay? So don't forget about us guys once in a while, all right? And also I want to say, Scott Pleasant, what a wonderful guy you are, giving up your spot. Scott came to my open mic and featured reading I co-hosted yesterday, and he stayed for the entire 2.5 hours, as many other people do. So Scott, you're an awesome dude. I'm glad you're here. And Advocate, I just wanted to say the Miguel Libration on Saturday, 6.5 hours. It was long, but it was worthwhile watching, you, La Brua. I mean, I was tearing up when I heard La Brua's poem. If La Brua is on Facebook, you rocked. I mean, that was such an emotional piece. Thank you, for all the tributes that you did. And now, Advocate, original inspiration. To me, this was the most difficult theme yet, but I rose to the challenge. I have to say, Advocate, you are like an addictive drug. Every Sunday I sign up, and then I wake up on Monday morning, I'm like, what did I do? Now I'm going to have to write something, and I better come up with something good. And for some reason, we all do it. So thank you for the challenges. And just for Mr. Speaker, I'm going to put on my sexy accent, so you can hear me. All right, here it goes. What is my original inspiration? Well, at times there is frustration and a lot of procrastination. Inspiration is my location. It could be my translation. And don't worry, I will keep looking for more rhymes at the train station. Okay, let me be serious if I may. I am inspired every Monday and Thursday. Each week I am in awe, in Zoom, what I heard and saw. My fellow poets, writers, comedians, and every musician, you are to my inner engine the ignition. You inspire me to be original and true. Thanks to you, every day feels like new. I reveal, I admit, I affirm, I always come fresh and to a new term. If you had met me a few years ago, you would have not recognized me or said hello. I once was a closed book. I had little vision and less outlook. I did not want to be asked about my feeling, when in reality I needed a lot of healing. But now you all motivate me. You planted in me a new tree. You inspire, and I do the same in reverse. We are each other's universe. You even inspired me to put a tree into my living room. Hanukkah and Christmas look so good in Zoom. Inspire original, originate inspiration. Say it 3 times fast. Let's do an ovation. Keep your origins. Keep your inspiration. Stay who you are. Do not get lost in translation. And now allow me to end my performance with a glow, with the same 2 lines I wrote and recited a week ago. This shall be my poetic gift for you all tonight. I hope my poem made your evening and your spirit a bit more bright. The end.
Give it up for Ron.
Yes, Ron.
Yes, Ron.
Yes, Ron.
Yeah.
Definitely a little bit better, Ron. I appreciate that, man.
Ron Mark Thompson. I happen to like DG Clearance hat as well. Oh wait, Ron disappeared from my screen. Oh, there we go. Let me unmute him so we can find him online, because he does a lot of stuff himself. He doesn't just go to everyone's stuff. He does a lot of stuff himself. Ron, where can the people find you online?
Okay, so you can find me at my IG, Facebook, and Twitter handle here, and I'll put it in the chat as well. And you can, I like Advocate says, I always recommend other organizations, workshops, classes, events, and Bronx Art and Fun Up, which is my own organization at BXAFH. As I said, Advocate, you always encourage us to be with community. We had Scott, Brian, Diane, Nick P was at yesterday's, poetry story reading event. I know I owe you a reply on Instagram, Advocate. I'll get to that, when I'm less busy. I'm sorry. But tomorrow, we are having a stage play reading in Zoom, and Diane happens to be one of the performers playing one of the female parts. So if you want to see if you can get enough of Diane tonight, come on tomorrow. I'll put the Eventbrite link in the chat. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everyone.
Thank you, Ron Mark Thompson. And of course, he's referring to Diane Ward. We love having Diane here. She's awesome. Next coming up is Mary Blenderman. Uh-oh. I think Mary's getting addicted too. This is the 3rd week in a row becoming a mainstay here. Mary, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. All right, you ready to get into it? Share your poetry?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this, I don't want to bring the mood down because everyone has really just been so wonderful and on it with the friendship, and the poetry is inspiring and I love it and I dig it. And the piece that I have to share is about how sometimes things that hurt you in the past can become an inspiration. So I'll just say that, and we'll get into it. Thank you for your attention. You can be wounded whether you are in the fight or not. When you were small, you learned that if a dog attacks you, you have to freeze. Get down, press your heart to your knees, your hands to the back of your neck. Do not leave any vital thing open and unguarded. Now you are 17 and lying sideways. Eyes squeezed to lines against the relentless cacophony. Whole body hunched around the possibility of leaving. That sharp awareness in the center of your chest that this is not forever, but it is now. You do not cry. You just press your hands to the back of your neck, shielding your veins and nerves from what growls in the dark like a dog. Anger is mostly the sound of anger. No such thing as a silent explosion.
Wait a second, Mary. Hold on. You got muted somehow. Hold on. The last thing we heard was a silent explosion.
Okay.
I don't know why you got muted.
Can you hear me now? I only got like one line past that.
Okay, so take it back to there. The last time we heard was silent explosion. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries, I got you. Okay. Anger is mostly the sound of anger. No such thing as a silent explosion. The human brain is incapable of hearing words without understanding their meaning. Butterflies do not sleep. They just hide. I've never been one to remember my dreams. I just wake up with salt on my eyelashes. I just wake up with an aching chest and no scars, running from something I could never prove hurt me. Witnessing doesn't leave a mark. Since I left, I've been migratory. Handfuls of months, a series of abandoned mattresses, always leaving when it starts to get cold, always searching for somewhere far enough from winter. I forget how it feels to freeze.
Give it up for Mary.
Nice, Mary.
Yep.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Yes. You have Mary Blenderman, and the mute worked because the next line was like, silence is the sound of anger. I think that's what it was. It worked. It was like a production value. Mary, where can the people find you online?
You can find me back here on the New Eurekan or on the Pittsburgh Poetry Collective.
Thank you, Mary. Make sure you put the information in the chat about the Pittsburgh Poetry Collection, okay?
I will do. And wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate, and Happy Holidays.
Thank you, Mary. Mary Blenderman. Ooh. And speaking to my heart, man, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're doing this here. Hope to see you guys next week. We have been going 37 weeks in a row. I love it. You guys are saving my life. All of you are saving my life. You have no idea. All right. Dylan DeForge is next. We haven't heard from Dylan in a couple of weeks, right? 2-3 weeks, maybe less.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was finishing up my semester, so good news. Once everything gets rounded in with the grades, by the end of the semester, I will have finished my undergraduate studies in English. I got my chapbook printed, which is pretty cool. Technically, it's not quote unquote published, but yeah, I got a whole bunch of copies and I sent them out. I'm going to be reading 2 new pieces that are on theme in kind of different ways. But yeah, here we go. First piece is called Writers. My grandfather always wanted to be a writer, to be the next Joseph Heller or Isaac Asimov. He read science fiction stationed in Reykjavik, and he bought how-tos to learn the inner workings of the industry before the age of computers. He's a living novel and chick tract magnet. Where'd these come from? His collection crushes any local library, not on purpose. But his life got cluttered, and all of the notebooks baked in the sun from the open window across mountains of impractical mess. My mother always wanted to be a writer, to tell the tale of growing up in garbage, or about a house kept together with grit and spit and Catholic school wit. She went to university to study English, the same one I attended later. She is, as Maya Angelou would word it, I found her works on the shelf, a phenomenal woman, but she never wanted to hurt anyone, and the memoirs are mummified in memory. I always wanted to be a writer. Believe me, I've been trying all my life, but I cannot stop putting the blame on things out of my jurisdiction. The December darkness messing with my circadian rhythms, my obsessions mulling the margins of a fresh page. Hell, it took this long to untie that congenital gnarl, that in utero uncertainty to speak my mind. Bukowski said, if you can live without it, forget it. I always took vacations from it, but it felt unnatural to leave a bathroom stall blank or a college bound uncracked. I'm called a writer more by other people than myself, but I think I can live with it. And the second piece is based off this poem. Original inspiration was T.S. Eliot, and I found this poem called Hysteria about just getting caught in other people's laughter. And I just love that sort of communal experience. So this is mine. Hysteria 2, after T.S. Eliot, for Claire. We called the lounge the dungeon because it had no windows and the white painted walls would melt like wax even in the winter. I'd pick up the key to the room and flick the lights on and immediately need to remove a layer. I recall that you went woo when I took off my overshirt, but that's for another time. One day, the conversation turned the study room into a madhouse. Each jocular jab made me fold inward, double down, tossing my arms around my torso as the howls reverberated through my rib cage. I swore I saw a hint of skin, a teardrop-shaped belly button peeking from under your turtleneck sweater as your head knocked back and each staccato laugh pulled me deeper into a trance. Slapping my palms on the table and spinning around in the wheeled chairs, hands on knees, then hands over a busted gut. One professor knocked on the door, opened a crack, saying, "Could you keep it down? I have a student in my office down the hall." All it took to get there, that fit of ecstasy that usually ended in choking on air, was wiki surfing and caffeine before your writing center shift. In my quietest moments, I always remember how loud we got.
Unmute yourselves and give it up.
Dope.
Dylan the Forge, you know, he mentioned T.S. Eliot. I heard that T.S. Eliot, great writer. I heard he was a horrible reader at open mics and at features. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is. I've never heard him, but that's what I heard. People love his writing. Horrible when he reads it. But Dylan, you did fantastic. Where can the people find you online?
You can find me at The Forgery on Instagram, and I also have a card page that links to all my other socials. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. Make sure you put that information in the chat. And I know I'm not the only one who caught his excuse that he had class. You see what you're doing, Catherine? You're spreading it. Everyone's like, I got class. I can't hang out with you guys. Okay, next coming up, we are going to the urban cowboy poet. And he's got his Santa hat on today. He's in the mood. What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty jolly.
All right, you ready to get into it? Tell us another urban legend.
I told you I don't usually do prompts, but I got your theme. I actually have an introduction planned for my book that explains the original inspiration for creating my own subgenre. So I'll do that, and then I'll do one of my shorter legends. First off, I apologize to all the cowboy rhymers. I admire all the lies and truths told by old timers. Monsters' tales is set to rhyme. The bull can't get no thicker. Who am I to take your time? Me, a city slicker. Cowboys are always working hard. riding horses, roping dogies. City folks just mow their yard or drink gin and shoot bogeys. But I love how you romanticize ranch days and all their glories. I just kind of idolize your way of telling stories. Don't know about cattle punching and I never shot no gun, but your poetry is catching. Why should you have all the fun? You can keep your heartfelt odes, mine would be so boring. I like yarns in tall tale mode, bodacious and rip-roaring. Forgive me, cattle callers, ropers, fast guns, I'm offended, but tales don't come no taller than the ones called urban legends. Stories you almost believe, inspired by some weird factoid. Tales anonymously conceived that show up in the tabloids about undeserved but funny fates that come to good deed doers, death by poop, exploding pates, and gators in the sewers. I read some on the internet and then I did some tweaking. Good stories get much better yet in the cowpoke way of speaking. I write these in my kitchen while you're out where buffalo roams. Please set a spell and listen to my urban cowboy poems. That'll be the intro to my book when it ever gets done. I'll do a legend now. Did you ever have a really bad day? One worse than any other? Well, this really happened to a friend of one of my landlord's handyman's, neighbor's, cousin's, boss's, nanny's, grandmother's, hairdresser's brother. His wife bought him a motorcycle. He had to learn to ride. He circled around the patio while his wife watched from inside. Worst driver that you ever seen. He lost control of his machine, smashed through the sliding glass door. His wife forgot to slide. Bruises, cuts, and broken glass made for a gruesome scene. His wife was more concerned with cleaning up spilled gasoline. She mopped up with a paper towel, tossed it in the toilet bowl before the ambulance rushed her man away, wailing its siren. In the hospital, he commiserated about his wife's dangerous present. Side sutures, pain pills, bandages, he took antidepressant. Back home, he said, "This really hurts. To start a fight would make it worse. I'll relax with a beer and a smoke. That might be kind of pleasant." Well, this man's wife might be one of the world's biggest fools. You know, the toilet ain't no place to dispose of motor fuels. He sat down there, this broken man, dropped his cigarette in the can. The explosion burned his butt ear off and destroyed the family jewels. Second set of paramedics answered the alarm. Medical pros, you think, first, do no harm. When they heard the facts that his wife was told, they laughed so hard they lost control. They dropped the stretcher on the ground and broke the poor man's arm. If you've seen this on the movie screen, you might think it was thrilling, but the actual sequence of events brings up a thought that's chilling. For as bad a day as one can be, sustaining injuries 1, 2, 3. Was having a really bad day, or was his wife trying to kill him? Thank you.
Unmute yourself.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Nice, cowboy.
The Urban Cowboy legend, bringing us all the legends. Let me see, get him. Oh, wait.
That was my original inspiration. Because I love cowboy poetry, but I couldn't do it. What?
Where can we find you online?
Urban Cowboy Poetry, YouTube or Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Have a happy holidays.
Happy Christmas solstice Kwanzaa, something like that.
The Urban Cowboy Poet. Also, yes, happy solstice to everyone. It's December 21st, for those who recognize that as well. And Saturnalia, I forgot the name, but that was the Roman holiday. I'm totally messing it up. Sorry. I'm a poet, not a historian. All right. Next up, we have Generalissimo. Where is Generalissimo? I saw him in the chat. Yep. Oh, I love that sky in the background behind you. Loving it. How are you this evening, sir?
Well, I'm fine. Hello from beautiful Chernobyl, where I have my winter home. I get a very good deal. You know that Blinky the fish in the Simpsons with the 3 eyes. That's what the fish on the lake here in Chernobyl look like. So
You know what's funny, Generalissimo? Right next to you, I'm seeing the video of MJ Blackwell, and MJ's just like, no, oh my, did they say that? What Zoom call am I on? All right. Let me mute myself. Go ahead, Generalissimo.
okay. I'm gonna do 3 new pieces. The first is called The Least Sweet Fruit on Planet Earth. I am a connoisseur of sour grapes. To be palatable, sour grapes must always be sweetened and or spiced up exponentially. Making sour grape jelly takes an inordinate amount of sugar. To ferment sour grapes, one must soak them in at least 1.5 times the volume of raw honey for at least a month. Sour grapes are most often used for vinegar, but the vinegar can only be used in small amounts. No matter how sour grapes are consumed, no matter how sour grapes taste in their altered state, sour grapes are still sour grapes. Sour grapes will always cause heartburn in one way or another. The next 2 pieces I did in workshops over the weekend. The first is called Enveloped. I wish I could choose what they fill me with. What they choose to fill me with will decide my quality of life. If it's a utility bill or property tax notice, I will be unceremoniously ripped apart in frustration. If it's some sort of sweepstakes, I will likely be tossed straight in the trash can. If I contain a political solicitation, I will be crumpled to the point of ruin. If I had a choice, it would be a love letter. One, a young woman spritzed with expensive perfume, maybe jasmine, bergamot, or rose with a tinge of sandalwood. The man will see her pretty cursive writing and carefully open me with a steak knife or letter opener. He will save her letter and place me in a cedar cigar box with other love letters. His children will discover after his death and decide to publish as a book that will become a Broadway play. The final piece is called Side Effects of Anonymous Cactus Flowers. I will traverse the desert as an animal not native to its environs. I will attempt to draw water from a cactus for survival's sake. I will respect its ability to perform acupuncture on me against my will. I will hope its fruits and flowers will provide me sustenance. I might find food that will cause me to soar above my body with my spirit animal in a blackened night sky lit only by a winking moon trying to transform itself from 7/8 to Mac the Knife, crooning like Nat King Cole. But my spirit animal guide will graze La Luna with its talon as a reminder to the mischievous celestial imp that its role in my journey is set in stone. Gracias, everybody. Happy winter solstice and all that stuff.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Generalissimo.
Yes, Generalissimo. Brian.
All that stuff.
Love having this dude on. Let's quickly unmute him so that we can follow him online. And I believe he's got an event right after this. Generalissimo, talk to the people. Where can we find you?
I'm trying to knock it into the thing right now, right there. Facebook, Brian Ira Franco, Instagram, GNRLSMO. And if everybody looks what I just had put in earlier for the Barbed Wire Open Mark, which is actually hosted by Richie Marufo, who was here earlier in El Paso. You know, they like new people. If you tell them that you're East Coaster, they'll put you earlier on the list. You know, they'll try to slide you in earlier so you won't fall asleep in the middle of the whole thing. But it runs till at least 1, so it'll be fine.
Thank you, Generalissimo. Appreciate this dude so much. So he's gonna put all that info in the chat. Put the info in the chat again for that open mic in case y'all need some more. Diane Ward's coming up next, but real quick, like I said, shout out to MJ Blackwell, who's been giving a lot of love in the chat. Shout out to Midnight wearing the only thing worse than the Mets is the Jets. The Jets just had to lose a few more games, and Lawrence was them. Like, you can't even get losing right. But shout out to Midnight, love that dude. Shout out to Karen. I see Karen checking in with us. Ron Forgot You. Karen is going to be part of the production Ron is doing. Check that out. Shout out to Jane Spoken Word, always giving love. She was also there checking out the Miguel celebration over there. Luciana in Brazil. Luciana, you said you were signing up not too long ago. We haven't heard from you. Where you at? Net Vega, Janet, appreciate you. I used to think that Net Vega's name was like had to do with like her internet connection or the company she's working with, but no, it's short for her first name. So shout out to her. See Ray Jane in the building or in the virtual building. What's going on, Ray? Who else? I'm trying to catch. Assam is here. Assam Zane, what's going on to him? Nicole Azali. Nicole's been with us like for 3 weeks, at least with her video camera on, giving people love. I appreciate that so much. Recognize you. Eddie Foreman, also, he was here last time. Oh my God. I forgot how to pronounce her name. And she told me how to, is it Idiono? Oh man, and she's not here now. I forgot how to pronounce her name, but she's got a ring light in the back. Maybe she's a photographer. I see you too. Appreciate it. Abraham Cardona, I don't know where you are, man. You were here before, but if you can hear my voice, I'm shouting you out, brother. Appreciate you coming in and checking us out as well. Rachel J here too. Portia, I've been seeing the name Portia coming up a lot, and I'm loving that picture of her. She's been giving a lot of love. Of course, my shit is here. As always, don't take my shit for granted at all, giving us love. Same thing with Umberto Marte, always giving love, always here showing up for us. I appreciate you too, brother. DG Clearing with his hat, loving this dude. Thank you for coming through. And Boeraku from Japan, man, checking in. Love him, love him. All right, so I think I've got to mention everyone. I like to recognize people who aren't on the mic list and just come to hang out, listen, whatever. Because, you know, I want y'all to know that y'all being seen too, and that you guys are being appreciated as well, especially since we only have limited space and I know everyone wants to get on. So thank you so much for showing up, man. Really appreciate it. So we only have one time for one more poem, and we are going to close it out strong because this woman is fantastic. She has a youthful vibrance, and she has this great wisdom, and she has this husband who has a lot of patience. Is not going to beat me up because I flirted with her online, and that is Diane Ward. Diane, how are you this evening?
Thank you so much. I'm going to read only one piece. I had thought I would read two, but I'd really like you to get to that waiting list if you can. So I'm going to read one piece, and it was from your prompt, A New Language. So just advised, I'm using strong language here. You know, that's not me, but I'm going to be very forceful with you. All right. And please, tomorrow, please come and watch Karen and myself and Ted and Carol, Bronx Art and Fun Hub. We have this wonderful play we'd like you to listen to. So to the prompt, and I'll be very quick so we can get to the people on the waiting list. A new language. Here's the syntax. No idioms, no conjunctions, just verbs. No descriptions, so no adjectives, just action words. You don't need a new language. Respect the weight of the words you have. Shut up. Pray. Sit down. Shut up. Keep quiet. Pray. Listen. Hear. Talk. Write. Hear. Shut up. Vote. Spend. Buy. Shut up. Work. Play, sit, read, attend, listen, vote, eat, play, visit, shut up, think, speak, vote, pray, write, look, hear, shut up, listen, shut up, share, shut up, die, shut up. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up.
Yes. Yes. Amazing, Diane.
What a way to end the night.
Yeah.
love Diane Ward. She's very forceful. Shut up. I love it. All right, let me unmute her one time. And you look very good in white, Diane. Like you popping on screen. I'm loving.
Thank you.
So I already know your answer, but I'm gonna set you up anywhere. Diane, where can the people find you online?
Right here with you. And of course, when Ron Mark needs me to perform with Karen and all the other wonderful poets that he knows. So I'm very grateful for having Nuyorican, and I'm just so grateful to have all of you. You're a blessing. I know I was forceful with you. That's not usually me. I apologize, but I think you got the message. Thank you.
I love it, Diane Ward. And Ron Mark Thompson just posted the information for the show tomorrow. So, all right, I'm going to go over the overtime because Diane's stressed it. Let's get one more person on the open mic list. I usually get yelled at because I go overtime with the New York, but we're going to do it anyway because Diane said. So that means Eddie Foreman, you get to rock out tonight because of Diane Ward. Let me unmute Eddie. He was here last week cheering the people on. He has never been on the open mic, at least not the Monday night open mic, so I'm happy to hear him. Eddie, where are you located?
I'm located in Washington, D.C., and it's good to be here. Love the poetic energy. You guys or girls are blazing. My name is Eddie, aka your friendly neighborhood freelance poet, and I'm here to sign you out. My poem title is Elemental Ink. Poetry is fruit for the soul. Poetry is water to the seeds. Poetry is soil to the plants. Poetry is fire to the sun. Poetry is wind to the birds. Poetry is thunder to the storms. Poetry is rain to the ocean. Poetry is lava to the volcanoes. Poetry is stars in deep space. Poetry is light in the darkness. Poetry is sand to the beach. Poetry is gas to a car. Poetry is sound to bats. Poetry is knowledge to a scholar. Poetry is paint to artists. Poetry is tunes to a singer. Poetry is beats to a rapper. Poetry is a piano to a pianist. Poetry is gravity to the earth. Poetry is blood from me to you. Thank you.
Yes, Eddie wait. I'm about to mute everyone. Hold on. Eddie Foreman, unmute yourselves and give it up for Eddie.
Yay. Nice.
Nicely done, Eddie.
Perfect closer.
Nice.
I like it. I wound up working out for the end of the poem. Poetry is advocate of words. That's the only line I was missing from his poem. But we're going to forgive Eddie for that because the rest of his poem was awesome. Eddie, I'm trying to get to unmute you so you can tell us where we can find you. There we go. Tell the people where we can find you online, brother.
You can find me on Facebook, Eddie Foreman, and you can find me on IG at EdForeman92. And thank you. You've been a wonderful, wonderful audience and wonderful poets. And Feliz Navidad, happy holidays, and safety and good health. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eddie Foreman. I'm glad we got him on. Of course, we're guaranteed 25 poets tonight. Tonight, we were able to get to 27. Also, moving forward, the new yo and I'm going to work something out so that I could work on the administrative side to get the open mic opened up on time, because I know that it opened up a little late, and when people sign up, it's like within 15 minutes last night. It opened up late, and then within 15 minutes, it closed. So I'm going to be working with them. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, you go to nuyorican.org, click full events calendar. You would choose the next Monday, which is the 28th. You would click on the date and you get an artist RSVP ticket. If your artist RSVP ticket is the only way to sign up. If you see the non-artist RSVP ticket and you sign and you use that, you get that, you're not signed up to the open mic. So make sure you get that. Also, like I said, this Thursday, we've got our Got No Tree Jam. It's going to be from 7 to 9. La Bruja's having off. Joanna Hoffman's going to host. I'm going to see if I can stop by because Joanna Hoffman is all kinds of awesome. I love that woman. And I will be back here, I said, next Monday. And then we're going to be here for you New Year's Eve. La Bruja and myself are going to be hosting an online open mic for New Year's Eve. I'm actually working on the promotion material right now. It's looking like we're going to do about like 2-minute poems, and it's going to be like raffle style. So everyone can sign up. There will be no closeout, and they're just going to be picking out names. Now you go, and now you go. You're a poem, you're a poem. You know, we're going to be like broke Oprah, all right? You get a poem, and you go a poem. So that's what we're going to do from 11 a.m. Eastern to 1 a.m. Eastern, probably like 1:05, you know, because my people in Chicago, that's when they're going to be having their New Year's. Want to celebrate with them. So with that being said, good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing the poems that you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Agarin into your home. I've been your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Words, and I look forward to seeing all of y'all next Monday. Have a great holiday. Enjoy.